This is a Whirlpool French door style refrigerator with the freezer on bottom and drawers that look like that and an ice maker, and it's taken to leaking, so we have to get in there and de-ice it. A puddle of water will form right here every couple days, so something's not right. If you need to see your fridge model, you can just come in here on the top shelf on the left hand side here, and you'll see all of this information. Model number on this one is WRF560SEYM01, and the build date is January 2014. You're going to want to empty your freezer. Okay, with your refrigerator unplugged, now back here on the back side, we're just going to remove a few of these fasteners for this cardboard access panel. So all you need to do is remove this one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one, and those are all just 1/4 inch. All of the fasteners that we're going to remove are 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to use this little nut setter attachment. You can get these, you can get a pack of these at Harbor Freight for like $4. Or you could just use a 1/4 inch socket. With those few fasteners out, you can just grab this and pull it back. And we can have a look, whoops, inside. And this is where we're going to be focusing. As you can see, there's a tray there and there's a hose. That hose, if you follow it up, goes to there. And that is the drain hose for the water that is a result of the auto defrost function on the refrigerator. You can see that that tray has not been wet for a long time. And that tray is not wet because there's ice that's clogging up the drain somewhere. This here, this is the drain. And this little nozzle thing on the bottom, pull this off. It just pulls off like that. And look inside. Ours was obstructed with like a little piece of plastic that must have somehow gotten in there. And then I think what happened is that obstruction caused it to ice up. So I'm going to be going in to clear the ice now. But if you clear the ice and you don't clear this thing, then you'll just be back to square one. Leave this open back here because we'll be going from the front to the back to double check that water's flowing okay once we get it de-iced. Okay, I can't figure out any special trick to remove this drawer except to push the switch up on the ice maker, right? That metal bar, that's the switch for the on-off. Push it up. And then push the drawer all the way back, take out the ice tray, push the drawer all the way back, and then the only thing holding this drawer on is this little tab down here, this little tab down here, and then one just like it on the other side. There, and then it lines up with this track. So what I did was I just kind of went like this and pushed it up over on the one side, and then I held this and go on the other side and do it, and then it'll pop off. Okay, I haven't pulled the drawer out, but you can see right there, it's sitting on top on that side, and it is sitting on top on that side. So like I said, it takes a little finessing, but once you have that, you can push it back, and now this drawer will come right out. Just like that. Now to remove the ice maker, I just switch sides to give you a better view. There are 2 fasteners, you can see there. And then one down there on the bottom, and I already removed that one. So we're going to remove all 3 of those. Back on this side, you can see those fasteners back behind here. You don't actually have to remove those all the way, although you can. Because this has like a hanger thing, so you can kind of pick it up and it'll come off of them, see? And then up there at the top, you're going to pull back, and that's going to come off where the water goes in. Okay, in the back here you can see this electrical. I made that black line on there because I thought that this was a I thought that this was one of those that you can put in backwards, but you can't. It only goes in one way, so no worries about that. Just pull this tab back here, that tab there, and shimmy this off. And with that disconnected, the ice maker pulls right out. With the ice maker out, now let's remove that fan cover. You can see there are 2 1/4-inch screws. Once you have those 2 screws out, you just grab this and pop it off. There's a tab there and a tab on the other side. If you start on this side and get that side out, you'll be able to get the other side out, and then you see on the top there's that little feature. So I'm going to pull this out now. With the ice maker out now, we can get these 2 screws. There's one here and one there. And those are also 1/4-inch. There are those 2 screws, and now this is actually frozen. There's so much ice there that I can't pull this back, so I'm going to have to hit that with the hair dryer to loosen up some of the ice, and then after some of the ice melts, I'll be able to pull that back. Now, of course, just be careful working with the hair dryer because there's going to be water, so keep track of where your plug is and all that. Hey, it took a couple minutes of the hair dryer, but I can see this isn't frozen anymore. Before, when I was pressing this, I could hear and feel the ice back there. So now I can go in here and just grab this and pull this back. I'm going to need 2 hands. I'm going to pull this up and back like this. It'll come out on the bottom there. Now with that back, you can see there's just a sheet of ice there, and there in the middle somewhere is the drain. So the drain is covered with ice, and that's why it's leaking. So I'm going to melt this ice. I'm just going to use the hair dryer to melt it, and that way I won't damage anything. I don't want to bang it because I don't want to damage these fins. I got all that ice out of there, and there's some ice underneath it as well. It doesn't look like there's a drain in the center of this one as there is on some models. So I went around to the back, and I noticed I'm getting water now down through the drain, so it is draining now. Here's what I mean back on the back side there. You can see I've got some water draining through there quite a bit. So I'm just going to keep drying this off until I don't have any water coming out of there. And I did find the drain. It is all the way on that side there. You can see it. And that had an ice plug in it. So I got that cleared out, and now I'm going to take some warm water and pour it in that hole. And there's the cup back there. It caught the water. So I think we're good to go. You can see there is a chunk of ice too that came through that hose. Oh, there's a bit more water. So it looks like there might still be an obstruction. So I'm going to pour some more warm water through. Alright, so I did it 3 times with the water, and it is passing through. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that cup and then put this back on that hose. This nozzle just snugs right on here. You just want to get it on there enough that the water's not going to be going on this electrical here. So now that that ice dam is removed, hopefully the water will go where it's supposed to, which is down here to evaporate. You can see you can pull this all the way down here if you need to get back there and defrost those fins. When you're doing that, you'll just have to watch this, you know, and turn it so it'll slide through. And then this is a ground. So you want to make sure that if you do that, you do push this back on right here. That's where that ground goes. That's what I mean about that ground. You just want to clip it onto that part, and then as you're pushing this up, grab that electrical for the ice maker and pass it through that longer hole there. Once you have it back in place behind this thing, you might have to just kind of pull your hand in here to bend it enough to slip around that. Once you have it pretty much in place, just wash down on the bottom and get it to line up there. And then here you want your water line for the ice maker to go through, and then just push everything back into place. Looks like I have to go down a little in that corner, and then those holes for those sheet metal screws, as long as those line up, it will be okay. So we'll get those next. Those are the 2 little screws for the top corners of that back panel. We can put the fan cover back on. You see these little tabs are going to go in those slots there. There's one on each side. You want to line it up. You want to line it up on the top first, and then just kind of wiggle it in place. I found it was easier to put in that side first. Just get those in, and then it's these 2 screws. Those two screws are in. Now we can reinstall the ice maker. This is a good time to clean your ice maker if you need to. This is where the water flows in, and this is where the tray is. This is that electrical. I can see now that it has that rounded shape, so it's only going to go on one way, so that's good. Because we have this open side on the bottom, we can partially install those screws and they can act as hangers. So grab these two screws and put those in those top holes there for the ice maker. You can just turn these in by hand. Don't put them in all the way, just get them in there enough that we'll be able to hang the ice maker on that. Okay, now grab your ice maker and make sure you plug it in, push it all the way in so that little clasp closes, and then we're going to concentrate on lining up that hose through that hole, and then these little parts for the fasteners onto the fasteners. So that's lining that up there, and then let's see if I can get this. Okay, there it is. All right, so now I can make sure that those are on there, and I'm going to get in there and tack those fasteners down. So when you got those two on the top back in, you put this little one, and that's the one that goes right down there on the bottom. Okay, that's it for all the fasteners. So get back in here and take up any water that you see, because we'll put the drawer in next, and then turn this thing back on and wrap this up. Let's move this ice maker switch to the off position. See, off. Just so it's not interfering with the drawer when we put the drawer in. Now getting this drawer back in is just going to be the reverse of how we took it out. Alright, so push it all the way in. Let's see if I can feel this. Just get it all the way back. Okay. Then the first thing to line up is going to be this part with this. Let's get that lined up first, and then we'll have to do what we did before, pushing those tabs under. And make sure you put the drawer in correctly. See how it's cut out over there for the ice maker? Like that, right? So this is the front and that is the back there. So I have that lined up there, and now I'm just going to have to carefully, I'm going to push, oh, that didn't work. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to need two hands, because what I have to do is get that tab and that one over there back over those little humps. Okay, well, couldn't film it, but I did it. I just got a little rough with it, and it clipped over that. So now the door is back in, and it's moving okay. And this door we didn't take out, so there shouldn't be any issues there. I'm gonna slide the door in and out a couple times to make sure that everything is moving correctly, and it seems to be moving correctly. And I'll push the button. That's good. I'll put the ice tray back in, and that will wrap it up. I'll keep the ice maker in the off position, and then I'll plug in the refrigerator and make sure everything's working well before I turn it back on, that ice maker. I'm going to go ahead and slip this cardboard panel back in place, and then we just have a few of these, and those were here, here, there, and there. And don't forget on this one to line up that little clip for the electrical cord. Okay, with those fasteners back in place on that little panel, I'm going to go ahead and plug the refrigerator back in and see what's going on. Okay, so I turn it on, and immediately you can hear it's trying to cool down, so I'll let it do its thing for a while, and I will check it a little later. Okay, so it has been a couple of weeks, and the refrigerator is functioning normally, and it has not leaked again, so I'm going to call that a fix. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you, and good luck with your repair.